What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of NYR Forever. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be covering the top prospects for the Rangers. And so far, I have it kind of like grouped up into a chart here for a prospect pyramid. That being the top tier being franchise, the next being elite, the other one being like second line, second pair defense, or middle six players, also being third line, and the next part I am bottom six, kind of like really good AHL players or like third line, fourth line fringe NHLers that could be healthy scratch or be like extra forwards in the playoffs come like their time in the NHL. And also the other one is just basically players that I don't think that are gonna hit, hence just being every other player. So I only have one player at the top tier, and it's kind of a controversial one. I'll get into that afterwards in like a couple seconds. But the first one I have is a Russian goaltender. I hope I'm saying this right. Igor Shesterkin or Shesterokin, however you want to pronounce it. When he comes here to New York, he'll let us know how to pronounce it, I'm sure. But he's been tearing up the KHL for a long time now. Since he was like 18, he's now 22. He'll be 23 next year when his contract is up, and that's when I'm hoping he will sign on the Rangers and back up Hank and hopefully take over after Hank is all done. And the thing with Igor Shestrokin is that he is playing for the top team in the KHL. And I'm not sure if you guys know, or many of you hardcore hockey fans know this, that the KHL is kind of fixed, where the Moscow team, CSKA, kind of runs the whole league, and they get all the top players. They don't have a salary cap. Like, for example, Radulov played on that team. Pavel Datsyuk plays on that team currently, and he's their captain. Ilya Kovalchuk just left that team to play for LA right now. And so that team is pretty much stacked like every year, and referees don't call penalties on them and stuff like that. So they kind of win almost every game, and they win the championship almost every season. So I don't know if his stats are actual, but I looked into some tournament stats where he's like playing for his country, and his stats are outstanding from that. So look forward to Igor Shesterkin. He's an elite goaltender with that. He has that potential. He really does. He is his all the scouting reports and scouts have all said he has the potential to be a number one in the NHL and be very good. His reflexes are fast. He's quick on his skates. For a goalie, that's very good, moving side to side. And I'm looking forward to seeing him come over to the Rangers, hopefully next year, and see what he can do. I know he's not going to start, but actually, I would be more confident of him playing a full season in Hartford in the AHL to like make him accustomed to the NHL style, and hopefully then like back up Hank after that or during that year, because I want him to get a lot of playing time first of all, and we'll see how it goes from there. But it's looking like he's gonna be like very good. And the elite players I have here are Elias Anderson, who was drafted last year, along with Philip Hedl, also drafted last year. And Elias Anderson, of course, was an acquired pick from the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for Derek Stepan. And the Rangers also got Tony DeAngelo in that trade, along with Antti Raanta going the other way to Arizona. So Elias Anderson is kind of like a two-way forward kind of player. He can do a little bit of everything. And I'm excited for him because he's kind of like that Swiss Army knife kind of player that he can play any style. He can play hard, he can play offensive, he can play defensive, plays in his own zone, plays in the O zone, and he's a center. And he can score too. And junior, well no, he didn't play junior. He played over in Sweden, and then he joined the Frölunda Indians in Sweden and played for them last year. And then he played in the AHL some of last year as well as this year, and he lit it up. So he's showing that he needs to play in the NHL right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he shows. And that whole thing about throwing his medal off that he got He played in the World Juniors last year, and Sweden won silver. And he was so distraught that he was the captain of Team Sweden as well during that tournament. He took off the silver medal, threw it into the stands, and everybody's all up in arms about it. I kind of was off. I'm like, why is this selfish guy coming to the Rangers, throwing his medal? At least he won. He made an effort. That goes to show you that he accepts nothing except gold. So that means if he's gonna be so angry at the Rangers losing a Stanley Cup final again, like 2014 in LA, if he's on a team that makes a cup run, hopefully in the future. So he's very competitive, and I'm looking forward to what he shows and what he brings to the Rangers. And I view him as being like a first or second line forward, maybe elite, but he's like the two-way guy, so he can't be like that elite, but he can be second line. The other guy, Philip Hedl, who was also drafted in that same year, that was the actual Ranger draft pick, drafted kind of later on in the first round, and he was kind of not really on anyone's radar. Sorry, and the Rangers kind of like took a hit on him, and I feel that they actually hit on this draft pick because Hedl looks like he's a very good player, and he's a very good size. He's only 19 right now. He just turned 19, so he was a younger player in the entry draft last year, and he looks to have a lot of offensive flair and potential. He's fast. He's strong on his skates. He forechecks. And he's a good shot and a good passer, and he plays center as well. Hopefully he can project to be a top-line center in the NHL, but with Mika Zibanejad on the roster, he may have to slide over to left wing or right wing, or Elias Anderson slides over, and Hedl can center his own line, kind of driving his own line because he's an offensive powerhouse, hopefully, in the NHL someday. I think he can be. I think he can be an elite forward, and he's check. Not too many players are coming up from there like anymore, so he's kind of like their poster guy. He's their poster child. He's like he is the influence for Czech kids to play hockey right now, kind of. Him and his Carolina partner and good friend Martin Necas, but he got sent down. But Hedl, he's a lot of potential. He is raw offensive talent, a lot of skill. I love his sellies too. He does like a similar selly to like Subban, like an arch, or he goes like that. Like he's got some flair to him. I like him. And also in that elite category, we have Russian winger Vitaly Kravtsov, who was drafted in this past NHL entry draft. He was drafted in 9th overall, and the Rangers in this position, I thought they were gonna draft either Noah Dobson or Oliver Wahlstrom, but they went off like script, and they picked Kravtsov, which surprised a lot of people, including me. And since I'm from New York, Long Island to be specific, I live around a lot of Islander fans, and they were all saying, "Oh, you guys should have picked Wahlstrom or Noah Dobson," and I'm like, "Yeah, who's this Kravtsov kid? Like, come on, man." And but again, like the Rangers seem to have hit on this pick. I know he hasn't played in the NHL yet, but he's playing extremely well in the KHL. That's a low-scoring league, and he's putting up stats similar to in his first full season. He played some in the KHL last year, but not a full year. He looked like extremely really good in the playoffs. He plays for a team that I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce, but it's like the Trakor Kelbiusk or something like that. So he's not on that Moscow team that's that's fixed. So all of his stats are genuine, I would think. And he is tall. He is 6'4". He is seemed to be a sniper in that category. So similar scouting from that of Pavel Buchnevich a couple years ago when he came into the NHL. Pretty tall winger, skilled, fast. Pavel's not that fast in the NHL right now because he has some effort issues, but when Buchnevich skates, he's quick. But aside from Pavel, he's no longer a prospect. He's a full-time New York Ranger. And moving on to back to Kravtsov, He is another player with offensive flair. He's not a center, so that's good. He can play alongside Mika Zibanejad, Elias Anderson, or Philip Heel, or even Howden. Howden's another guy. We're gonna get into him after. And Kravtsov has that offensive talent that he can be very good. And in his rookie season, he has had similar stats to that of Evgeny Kuznetsov, Vladimir Tarasenko, and all those really good Russian players, even Artemi Panarin. So he has really good potential as well. Moving on to like pretty decent NHLer category, we have Keandre Miller, who is also drafted this past one. He's a defenseman playing for Wisconsin right now, and he has really good upside. 2AD American. Looking forward to him. He's putting up pretty good stats in the NCAA. Lindqvist, who was also drafted this year, pretty much a Swedish defenseman, right-handed shot, playing the SHL. Don't know too much about him, but hopefully he turns out well. Neil Pionk, he was a prospect to start the year. He's no longer a prospect. He's a good top four defenseman, so enough said about him. And Howden, he has like really stepped up. I like him as probably being our future third line center, maybe even second line. He's defensive center who wins a lot of faceoffs. I'm very excited for him. He has really good size and physicality at a young age. So I'm looking forward to him making an impact in the NHL because the Rangers gave up a lot in that trade with Ryan McDonough, JT Miller, and they got Howden, Lieber Hayek, who we're going to talk about right now. He's a Czech defenseman. He has upside too to be hopefully top four. He's mobile, good two-way. He's playing in the AHL, and on pretty much that's like pretty good NHLers. And I'm just gonna touch on a few guys that could hit or they could just falter. So Boone Nieves, who's had a cup of coffee in the NHL a couple times. He's like a two-way guy. He doesn't provide that much offense, but he could play in the NHL. He's fast enough. Vinny Lettieri, college free agent who was signed. He's playing in the NHL right now, but he plays in the AHL. He absolutely lights up the AHL, but he can't do anything in the NHL. Maybe more ice time could help him, but he needs to capitalize in his small ice time in the NHL in order for him to have a shot full time in the NHL. Then Ryan Gropp, who is a second-round draft pick, he seems to be faltering. He's not playing that well in the AHL, but he's still young. He's played for the Seattle Thunderbirds with Matthew Barzal in the WHL, and he could maybe turn into something. Who knows? And Tim Gettinger, he is a very huge size, pretty good forward with a lot of size. He had some scoring flair when he played for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He was their captain last year of the OHL. He's 6'6". He played some NHL games his previous couple games. He didn't really have an impact that much, so he's not set yet. So they sent him down. And also Sean Day, another player. He's in the ECHL right now. He could have some sort of impact, I'm hoping, because he was granted the exceptional status for the OHL when he was drafted a while ago by Mississauga. So he still has that raw athletic ability. So maybe he can do something in the future. Jaeger Rykrov, who we got from Michael Grabner, he's a KHL defenseman who's a stay-at-home guy. He seems kind of solid, so maybe we'll see what he can do. And then Tony DeAngelo, he's pretty much an NHL now. He's an offensive player, offensive defenseman. And pretty much all the other prospects that the Rangers have aren't really important. Well, not important yet because we haven't seen them produce, but there's really none left that are of note. And for the Rangers, their prospect pool has been growing very nicely from, it used to be nothing. It used to be dry because they traded away all their first-round draft picks and prospects for picks and highly touted players to go for a Stanley Cup run. Unfortunately, they never won, but they made it far. So that's it for the prospect video. Hope you guys all liked it and enjoyed it. And I'm going to upload a lot more videos coming because the Rangers don't play again until Saturday. So thank you guys for for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. Bye.